Hello everyone, this is Varsha and hope you all are well. So today I would like to meet you, Pam ma'am. She is a great lady ever which I've seen. So ma'am, please you introduce yourself.
Hi, Varsha. Yes, my name is Pam, and I am from America.
That's great. Ma'am, do you talk about your profession?
Well, before COVID happened, I actually worked for a dentist and I made teeth for the dentist, so false teeth. But after COVID, I started working from home, so I'm actually a photographer. I make a lot of my own jewelry, like necklaces, earrings, bracelets, things like that. I write poetry, short stories. I love to sing in English and in Hindi, and I love to travel, and I love helping people to learn my language better.
I know very well, ma'am. That's why I considered you my mentor.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor.
Okay, so ma'am, our today's topic is love. So ma'am, what do you consider about love? What is false
Well,
definition come in your mind?
oh, there's actually so many definitions of love. There's different types of love. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you have the love of a mother for her children,
Mm-hmm.
it's unconditional. You have the love for a friend that you're really close with. And then, of course, there's love between a husband and wife.
Mm-hmm.
That type of love is definitely different. There's a deeper bond when it's between husband and wife. There's always boyfriend girlfriend love too. Um, that's a little harder though in India because I know the culture. Here it's normal for to have boyfriends and girlfriends here. Um, but to me, love is just an attachment to someone or even a place. Sometimes you love a place um, that you hold close to your heart and you have good, warm memories of that person or that place. And when you think of them, you know, your heart kind of beats a little faster
Yes,
because you're
right,
thinking
ma'am.
of that person. Yeah.
That's right. So,
Hmm.
ma'am, you have any kind of great memory about your hobby with your hubby, which you wanna share here?
Actually, no, not
No.
really. Um, well, we got married when I was 19 and he was 24. Um, I really don't have a lot of like great memories. I mean, we have memories of when we traveled, you know, on trips here in America. Um, I probably have much more memories with my children, good memories with my children. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, like, do you watch any kind of romantic movies?
Oh,
And one
yes.
movie which you wanna consider here?
Ashiki too.
Ashki too.
Oh, yes.
Hindi movie,
Ashiki
ma'am.
too. Huh? Hanji. Yes.
Oh
I love
wow,
Indian movies. I do. I
that's
actually really enjoy, yeah, I really enjoy watching Bollywood movies, Tamil movies. I have watched an occasional Malayalam movie. Um, I have, what the heck? Sorry. I have insects here. Um, no, yeah, I do actually do really like love stories. Ashiki 2 was really good. I did not like the ending. He
oh
didn't have
wow.
to die. He did not have to die.
Yes, ma'am.
um,
I also thought about this. In last,
mhm.
that is very sad moment.
Yeah, very sad at the very end, but some amazing story for that movie. The music, oh my gosh, amazing songs. Um, on my second trip to India, um, it would have been my first time speaking at a training center in Kerala, and they had asked if I could learn how to sing a song in Hindi. And I'm like, okay. And so I had actually just seen Ashiki 2, and I loved the song Tum Hi Ho. And so that is the song that I learned how to sing. And I sang it for the first time in front of 30 adult students.
Oh my God, ma'am.
And
That's a great memory.
Oh, it is. Oh my gosh. And I have so many memories from my trips to India, meeting everybody that I've spoken with. And probably one of my fondest memories would be I spoke at a government school on one of my trips. And when I got to the first school I was speaking at, they said, well, we're going to keep it short here because we have you booked at another location. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I go with it. I'm with you guys. So they drove me to the other school, which was a government school. And when I got out of the car, the teachers and some of the students were at the bottom. But when I looked up, all 1,000 students were waiting for me to be there to speak to them. And
Oh
all
my
I could do,
God.
yeah, all I could do was like, hi. And they're like, hi. Oh my gosh, it was so amazing.
They were so excited to talking to you.
Yes, ages 5 to 16. Um, so amazing. I think I mean, I love speaking with the adults too,
Yes.
but the kids, oh my gosh, they are just full of energy. And I actually met one beautiful young lady there. Her name was Lulu, and in
Mhm.
Malayalam, that means pearl. And she sat right up
Okay.
front,
Wow.
and she kept her eyes on me the whole time. And, I would look at her. And then, when you're speaking to that many people, you have to like, eye to eye someone for like
Yeah, contact.
10, 15 seconds and then move on. Her, I almost always came back to. She was so sweet. And the teachers were so amazing. I mean, it was wonderful. And I think I've spoken there 3 times now. At that specific school, I've spoke at the other school 3 times. I'm going to be adding a university whenever I am able to come to India again. I've asked to speak at a Tamil Nadu university. So
Okay. Wow,
yeah,
ma'am.
yeah,
Okay. So, ma'am, like right now, what do you think about love in first sight?
it's overrated. It really is because, and I know it happens to both boys and girls. The boys seem to have a harder time getting over that sometimes. But I know, that first look and you think, oh my gosh, I love this person. They're amazing, they're handsome, or they're cute, but you don't know if it's reciprocated. You don't know if the other person feels the same way. Um, that usually is the one that hurts the most when when you basically find out, oh, they don't love me, because it's your first love basically, and that's always the one that
Okay.
hurts the most. Yeah.
Ma'am, in India, here every time happen, like always boy felt love with girl. Always.
Yeah.
So so many love
Yes.
girls, not one girl only.
Yeah, yeah, more than one girl usually, but yeah, and yeah, it's not easy, because, oh, I love this girl, but I know the situation, boys can't talk to the girls there. It's not as easy to do that. Here it is. But yeah. Yeah, boys do. They fall in love, and the girls do too though. The girls also fall in love for the first time, and it hurts. It really does. But
Yeah, right, ma'am. Like, ma'am, okay, so if somebody is saying to us, okay, I love you, and we
mhm,
also felt little bit about them. So
mhm.
how we understand this person is the only true person which where we gonna love him?
That's a very good question. Um, because you really do have to be careful when you say I love you to someone,
Mm-hmm.
because the person saying I love you probably truly feels they love you. Do you say I love you back?
Mm-hmm.
To say it right away, I think is probably not good, because that might give false hope.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because, early in the relationship, and so you kind of have to look at it as, okay, well, I do like you. I can't say I love you yet because I haven't
Mm-hmm.
spent enough time with you.
Yes, right.
So, yeah. So I think you have to be really careful when you reply, I love you too. because it could be taken like, oh wow, they really love me, and it might just be like a friend type of love. That's where it
Yes.
comes into. There's so many different kinds of love.
Yeah.
You have to know which is which. Yeah.
Yes, right. So in India, ma'am, what happened? Like here is we know there is a lots of emotion, and love is also different type of love.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we also feel love with our friend, but
Yes.
some of friend they consider to us, no, this is a particular person, I want to get married with him. Otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
that girl and boy they don't wanna marry, and they don't wanna that type of make physical relationship with them.
Right.
But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they consider always, no, do this, and that's
Mm-hmm.
not good. So
Right.
sometimes, being a girl, like we have to choose each and everything very clearly. Like, yeah, that
Yes.
person is good for us and not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you have to be able to understand different
Mhm.
things, their body language, their way of speaking, the questions they ask. There's a lot of indicators to know whether that person's going to be good for you or not a good
Yes,
match.
yes,
There's a lot of indicators that you really have to, understand those things to really be able to tell if somebody is really true about their feelings for you.
yeah, ma'am. In India, it's happened always. Like
Mhm.
girls are very little, but they don't know about so many things.
Mhm.
And sometimes, because of they are also not educated, so
Mhm.
that's the biggest reason they don't know about so many things. And parents in Indian
Mhm.
parents, as you know very well, they don't want to talk about this type of things, about sex,
Mhm.
about emotions,
Right.
about so many things. They don't want to talk to their children, and that's the
Mhm.
worst thing in India.
Right. And I from being a parent myself, I do understand for the most part their feelings about not wanting to talk about those things, but I would rather have my children come and ask me those questions. I would not want them to go to a friend and ask them
Mhm.
about things like that
Yes.
because, usually your friends aren't going to know either and they
Yeah.
may just make something up. Whereas
Yeah.
with a parent, at least a parent can say, and obviously a parent may not be comfortable talking with their child about stuff like that, but I think to help girls and boys both, that parents should feel like they can talk with their children about that, and explain things. Here we actually have in school, like when we turn, it's about age 14, maybe 15, we actually do have sex education class. Now, that's not about the actual act of sex,
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
But
Right.
it's explaining what your body goes through, the changes, both boys
Mhm.
and girls. It talks about, the reproductive system, how everything works, you know, because you do need to understand all that stuff. I mean,
Yes. Absolutely right, man.
yeah, there's things that people will tell you, oh, if you do this, this will happen. And it's like, really? And then you find out later, oh, that's not even true. So yeah, it's better. I really do feel that if there was sex education regarding the changes that go through your body, what happens, to both the male and female body, I think it would be much better. And I think uh, teenagers would actually have not as hard a time dealing with some of the emotions they go through, all the hormones that they're dealing with. I really do. And I think parents could really, since there is not really a sex education system in India in schools, as parents, I think that they could do a huge amount of help to their children to talk with them, to even feel about talking with them about that. Now, a dad
Yes.
will not want to talk with his daughter.
Yes. Right.
He
Absolutely
will
right.
not.
But
But
mom
your
is
mom,
able. But
yeah,
mom
your
is
mom.
able. But she like I saw this thing in everywhere. Like parents, they don't wanna talk to their childrens, and
Yeah.
sometimes this thing is really gonna bad for us, because whenever
Mhm.
we go to other persons, they definitely gonna take advantage with us.
Yes, exactly. And that's a huge problem because when you're going to someone else to get information, yeah, you're going to get wrong information. They could take
Mhm.
advantage of you. And being a parent and being a mom, it can be awkward to talk with your daughter. Obviously, a mom may not talk with her son, but the dad could talk with his son. Um, but being a mom in India, it's possible that maybe she was never spoken to about it either. So it's very possible, So I think I do agree. I think parents should be able to talk to their kids. I also think that the kids should help their parents understand, I'm okay with this conversation. I want information. I'm not doing anything, but I want to know. And I
Mm-hmm.
and if you tell your parent, I would rather the information come from you. I feel safer talking with you about that. I think a parent might change their thinking if you're telling them, "Hey, I feel more comfortable talking to you about it. I feel safer. I don't want to get the information from someone else who might take advantage of me."
Mm-hmm.
And just say, "I'm not doing anything, but I have questions.
Yes,
I would
absolutely
love to
right,
have some
ma'am.
answers." And unfortunately, if the parent still isn't wanting to talk about it, just because maybe they're just not comfortable or no one ever talked with them about it, then you should really try to find a reliable person who you trust, who you feel comfortable with, and that will not take advantage of your situation, you know?
Yes, absolutely right, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, when I was teenagers, so at that time I'm having so much question. I'm also
Mhm.
whenever boy touch to us like girls, so
Mhm.
we feel little bit sensation.
Yes.
And yeah, so it's happened with me so many times. It's happened
Mhm.
with me. So
Right.
at the time I feel sometimes I feel so bad. So that thing
Mhm.
for one time I considered to my mom, but she
Mhm.
didn't talk to me about that thing. She just neglect me at that time. And so that's why I consider to people like whenever they want to talk to us, so we need to talk with them.
Mhm.
It's gonna help them.
Yeah, it definitely will. And like I said, if you explain to your parent that, hey, I feel safer asking you these questions. And even tell them, I understand you might not be comfortable, but I need someone to talk to, and I would rather it be you.
Mhm.
Because my kids know if they
Absolutely right.
have questions, they can talk with me about anything. Even now, I mean, they're grown. My children are adults now. My
Yes.
youngest is 23, my other son is 24, and my daughter's 28. They're adults. They know about things, but they know if they have any questions, they can ask me about stuff. Doesn't
Yes, ma'am.
matter.
But
Yeah.
yeah, ma'am. And government also should focus on this education about sex education. It's
Yeah,
gonna
I
help
think it would
a
be
lot.
good. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Because if you can have it, you know, since parents are not comfortable talking about that, if there was a good class for sex education
Mm-hmm.
to explain the changes that go through your body and everything like that, because
Yes.
it's boys and girls, both boys and girls have changes in their
Yes.
bodies when they're teenagers. And when you have that many hormones going through your body, you don't know what to do with it sometimes. And
Yes.
if you have
Absolutely
no
right.
one to ask, what are you supposed to do? And you have to be able to control those hormones, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's because you're going to study, or, when you're out with your friends, or, if you see a boy, or if a boy sees you. Yeah, you have to be able to keep that under control. And without proper education, how can you control that?
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely right, ma'am. And I also learned through Google so many things about
Yes.
this. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because when I was just it's happened 2 year back, ma'am. I'm really not that type of girl. I'm very shy girl, and I
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of question. So
Yeah.
at that time, because my parents is not wanna talk to me, and I am also not able to talk with my friends. So that's at that time I had my mobile and I started to searching on Google what is this
Mm-hmm.
and that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's your only, and actually that might be a better option than asking friends. It's
Yes.
not ideal, but it
Mhm.
is another option to choose from.
Mhm.
And you're
Mhm.
probably going to get more correct answers from Google than you would from your friends. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely right, ma'am. Maybe when this video teenagers gonna watch, so they gonna learn so many things. through
I
this
hope
video.
so. Yeah, I
Yeah,
hope
ma'am.
so.
So thank you, ma'am. And now we
You're
connect,
welcome.
disconnect this
Okay.
video calling. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you,
All
ma'am.
right. Thank you. All right. Bye.
So, so friends, if you like my video, so please share, comment, and subscribe my channel.